Okay, so we're back in the garage today, and what we're going to be working on is actually trying to replace and fix the Disa valve on my N62 powered E53 4.8 IS back here. So the other day I was driving it kind of hard, and now the car now just idles really rough, but it runs fine once I get it up to speed. So it's almost like the Disa inside the intake manifold is not working. And I know it's actually the Disa because for the past couple months I've been getting Disa motor issue codes. So as you can see, we're getting a high idle here. It's sitting around maybe 800 RPMs. And if I open the hood here, you can hear. Now on the N62s, these do not use a vacuum operated Disa valve like you have on like the N52s and like M54s and that type of stuff, the inline sixes. It's actually an electric motor that rotates an assembly inside the intake manifold to adjust the length of the intake runners. So I'll show you what that looks like here because I have a spare intake manifold. So yeah, this is the N62 intake manifold. If you look in there, it's a mess of winding stuff, but if I rotate this, you'll see all that stuff in there moves and rotates. So now this stuff is actually controlled from the back of the intake manifold. So I'll show you exactly where it's controlled from. You have your Disa motor. It's an electric motor that actually sits on here, and it rotates this gear, which rotates the entire intake manifold on the inside. And then there's a sensor, which I think is just a position sensor that goes in here. So we're gonna take off the intake manifold and take a look at everything that's in here and replace the motors and maybe replace it with that manifold depending on the condition of this one. So let's get started. So meanwhile, we have this E53 X3 in here that we picked up a little while ago from my aunt that needs a rear axle. So my dad right now is trying to figure out the socket that can fit this.
Well, it is a 36.
It fits?
12 point.
You think it'll come out?
Well, I mean, I can just send it, or do you guys even see, like, look at that. There's no
real points to that nut that's in there. But
okay. I think I'll knock out the sides now.
yeah. We're just doing a little test here. We can see that everything inside actually still moves pretty freely. So there isn't a problem with the intake manifold. After taking out the motor, I mean, it looks like it's in pretty good condition, but I'm gonna replace it with this other one that I got from the scrapyard, and I'm also going to replace the sensor that's at the back. I don't know if it's a vacuum sensor. I thought it was a position sensor, but it looks like it's more of a vacuum sensor. So I'm gonna replace this one as well. Okay guys, so I've replaced that, but I think I actually found my vacuum leak problem. So I just took off this this bank over here, the cover, and literally the PCV just fell off, and this fell off as well. So I think this had somehow come off. So I'm gonna put it back on and seal it back up, and hopefully that actually fixes my problem. So I'll put my engine cover back on. Okay. Now let's see if this thing works. Okay, regular idle as of now. Seems okay. Okay, so I'm now just on the road taking for a test drive, and everything seems to be fine. My self-leveling suspension is not working, but yeah, it's no longer making that howling noise, and it's also no longer running rough. Definitely that cap popping off of the PCV valve there hissing sound that I was hearing for sure. But even when I just accelerate now, I don't hear the loud whooshing sound that I was hearing before, which is great. And I should get slightly better performance now if the Disa is working properly. So we'll see. I will keep you guys updated. Thanks for watching.